Hi everybody, Rachel from North Brisbane Psychologists. I thought it was definitely time that I make a video about corona anxiety and some of the experiences that we've been hearing about from our clients and that you might have heard about from friends or you might be experiencing yourself. One of the common experiences that I've been hearing about is that of feeling quite generally anxious and restless and finding it difficult to focus and concentrate. Quite a few of our clients and people I know have been saying, why is this coronavirus angst making everything feel so hard? And there's a lot of background noise going on. You might have kids at home, your business might be suffering as ours is. People have businesses that are suffering or have lost their jobs or have children home from school. This is unprecedented. And it's all happened so quickly. And what I think's going on is that people are feeling hypervigilant. Let me say a couple of things about hypervigilance. Hypervigilance is a fight or flight state. It's very primal. It puts us on guard, on high alert. It's characterized by having extra adrenaline and cortisol in our system, which in turn increases our heart rate, our blood pressure, muscle tension, and causes shallow breathing and those sort of stress responses in our bodies. Now, this stress response, this flight-fight response in our brain has evolved to be highly responsive to any stimuli that we perceive as threatening or dangerous in some way. But the way it can manifest is we can become kind of preoccupied by certain thoughts. It makes our brain want to scan the environment for potential threats or even anything that's reminiscent of danger or trauma. So I'm really feeling right now for people who already live with PTSD or panic or anxiety disorder or OCD, things like that, health anxiety. My heart goes out to you if you're in that category. So at present, this scanning, which is part of hypervigilance, could be, people coughing, potential contamination, but it could also be compulsively scanning your social media feed or news articles for the latest updates. This is how ancient survival mechanisms look in the modern age. Now, of course, this sort of heightened or even erratic emotional and behavioural response can produce other difficulties then, in our relationships or our ability to fully connect with our surroundings, to focus, to concentrate, to relax, to eat properly, to fall asleep or stay asleep. And eventually all of these can lead to a kind of burnout or exhaustion. So if anyone's feeling that already, listen up. I'll give you some tips. And kids can be feeling this as well, of course, and having more meltdowns, showing more resistance or reluctance or even refusal to participate. Looks like being naughty, but actually they're just responding to their own anxiety. So what can you do? So let me share a few healthy coping mechanisms that are probably more important than ever right now in these uncertain times. We are all facing unprecedented conditions, every one of us, and we are all feeling the uncertainty of that, every single one of us. So that's one good thing. We share this collective vulnerability, and hopefully in our collective uncertainty and our collective vulnerability, we can find ways to come together rather than pit ourselves against each other. So that's my heartfelt wish. But what can you do on a daily basis to manage your own hypervigilance? So exercise. I went for a run this morning and I'm a bit rusty, but exercise uses up all of that stress and adrenaline in your system. Do any kind of exercise. I don't care. Walk, jog badly like me, do yoga, stretching, dancing around your lounge room like an idiot with your kids, whatever it takes. But move your body because it's full of energy, so it needs to move. Laughter is a great release. So this is a good time if you're stuck indoors a lot more than usual, which most of us are, to watch funny movies, return to your favourite sitcoms, or listen to some comedy on YouTube. Give your kids downtime as well. Take them outside. Get outside and look at the sky. Do what you can to moderate their use of screens as well as your own, and get a bit of fresh air and sunshine. Or today, just fresh air. There's not much sunshine. Crying also releases tension and expresses pent-up emotion, so sad movies can help a lot too. Breathing. Download a mindfulness app if you don't have one already. If you've got some that you like, do them now, because hypervigilance makes you shallow breathe. So practice 10 minutes at least once a day, preferably twice, of mindful, slow, deep breathing. And a final tip is constantly scrolling social media at the moment. If your newsfeed is anything like mine, it's almost all coronavirus and the latest news and people's, views and updates. Of course, we need updates. Most of us, no matter what we do, we need some updates. But I would say that you need to limit how often you check. It can become a compulsion and you can become obsessional. Hypervigilance can lead to sort of OCD type behaviors where we do get a bit obsessional and we do feel compelled. We have that compulsive need to check and keep checking and scrolling and scrolling. So use some of those healthier coping mechanisms that I've already mentioned. Finally, help others. One of the best ways to get out of our own minds and out of our own anxiety is to help others in practical and emotionally supportive ways. Finally, if you are thinking, why can't I concentrate? What's wrong with me? Or getting mad at your children because they're having trouble, stop doing that. You are not alone in this. We are all struggling with all this background anxiety and uncertainty. Just focus on getting through one day at a time, get some fresh air, take a break from social media, and remember that we are all in this together. Please feel free to leave any of your comments or questions down below. Until I see you next time, bye for now.